Okay, we're using elimination to solve. You notice that we have an x and we have a y. What we want to do is we want to make sure that either the x or the y can eliminate when we combine these two equations. Currently, neither the x terms or the y terms are opposite. So what we want to do is we want to take this positive 5x and make it a negative 5x, so that way that these will eliminate. So what we're going to do is we're going to take the entire equation, okay, and we're going to multiply the entire equation by 1. Okay, multiply the first equation by a negative 1. So when you multiply a negative times a positive, that becomes a negative, that becomes a positive, and that becomes a negative. So what happens is a negative times the entire equation actually just changes all the signs. So now what I wanted you to notice is you have a positive 5x down here and a negative 5x down here. So those actually cancel out, right? And then you have a negative 7y and a positive 1y. We can put a 1 in front of that. And that leaves me with a negative 6y. Okay? Well, over here, I have a negative 15 and a negative 15. So that is a negative 30. So I'm going to actually move down and show you what we just did right here. Same thing down here on the bottom. So what happened was these eliminated. I apologize. These eliminated. Okay, it leaves me with nothing here. And that leaves me with a negative 6 because I have different signs, so I subtract to keep the sign a larger digit. These signs are the same, so I add and keep the sign. And the last step to get the y by itself is to divide both sides by a negative 6. Negative divided by negative is a positive. So my y equals 5. So now that I know my y, I have to plug it back in. It says plug the results of step 2, so plug in y into one of the original equations and solve. So I scroll down here, I'm going to take y is equal to 5. Y is equal to 5, I'm going to plug it in here. So it's going to be right there. And then I'm going to just solve it just like it's a two-step equation. I'm trying to get the variable alone. So I have to do my addition and subtraction first. So I'm going to add 5 to both sides, which is what I did here. Those cancel out. So I'm left with 5x equals 20. And then I have to divide both sides by 5. So my x is equal to 4. So my x is 4 and my y is 5, and it's written as a coordinate pair because this is the x and this is the y. If I were to graph these two equations, they would cross, and this is the point that they would cross at, so that would be the solution.